Hey folks, happy TGIF. Hope everyone's doing all right. As we are about to open, really, that's what like in about 15 minutes time. I'll try and make this as short, sharp, and sweet as possible. So, and before I get to it, remember to hit subscribe. Hit that bell icon to get notified on future briefings. So first things first is the ECB rate announcement yesterday. So Madame Lagarde, sorry, delivers, and we have the first rate hike since 2011. But what we saw overnight was this, right? This is the Euro daily chart, and we saw pretty much the month, right? This has been a key inflection point throughout the month, and it gave way yesterday. And you'd be asking, well, we did have the hike, then why did we basically, dip? It's because, we were expecting Lagarde's hawkish stance that she delivered prior to continue, and that didn't happen. So, in terms of central bank language, it wasn't what people wanted to hear, which is why we're pretty much just seeing a bit of a dip here. And at the same time, what happened was this: the dollar just testing this is the dollar index daily chart, so just tested 102 really just, and then just got bought up and traveled all the way up to 103s. That's a huge move on the Dixie. So level to contend with is this, what do you call it? It's like an inflection point that has been going on, yeah, since early May. So if we can hold above and continue forwards, but I doubt we'll see a lot of crazy action now today before we get to the inflation print. It might be quite quiet, volume might be low, so just be careful out there. Speaking of the dollar surging, what you also had was this, right? So this is the E-mini S&P daily chart, and that level, that support level I keep mentioning, gave way yesterday, and we got back. I mean, we are just shy about 20 points off of the 4,000 handle over here. Are we safe and sound right now? To be honest with you, with the dollar being where it is, nah, I'm not too confident. If we do, what I would like to see, if you do want to get into a long, if I were to get into a long, I want to see this level, basically price gets brought back up above this prior support and gets held before we then travel back above for basically the 4100 level. Um, but I'm more partial towards the shorts really. I don't, because Chinese inflation data, if it does have any inclination to, because it plays into obviously the larger picture, and you can't really say the same for the US, but despite the lockdowns and everything, we saw the inflation print come in at pretty much at 5 month highs. Uh, despite the lack of activity that we've seen. And this is because, everything is expensive and continues to be so, especially raw products. Have you seen how copper is trading right now? So, there's no saying how the inflation print is going to come out later today, so bear that in mind on any moves that you see prior. So a retest of this would be a nice short in my opinion, because you can see it's really quite a key level in the past couple of weeks really. But if we can trade through, there's going to be a bit of a struggle over there. I feel if there's no struggle and sellers just get blown out of the water, then I'd look for the retest and then to get long over there. um, Last but not least, obviously, crude. So Shanghai actually just reinstated a couple of partial lockdowns that they've lifted, um, and we saw crude just take a bit of a slip, but we've pretty much recovered that. Look at that, just slipped a little, and then just bam, we're right back to basically where we started on the session. Um, we need to trade above this for a confirmation to me that buyers are back in control, and it's a bit, sorry, it's just a really ugly resistance line, but yeah, I stand by what I said. So it is pretty much just consolidating this massive move we saw, and trying to find decent buys. So right now, the line in the sand on the basically the where buyers will need to provide a lot of support would be, to me, would be over here, the 120. We saw the buying and support coming in from here yesterday. Sorry, this was at early doors today at the open. Slipped on the lockdowns, but we did get buyers coming back in over here. So if we do retest here, I would like to see it hold. If it doesn't, then we might get a retest of some lower levels, to be honest. But am I in the camp of a strong or a weak oil market? I'm more on the buying side, because supply tightness remains to be the issue. So I hope this was useful. Any questions at all, hit me in the comments. This is Reed, bringing you the daily briefing. Cheers.